So for the month of May, we have a full moon on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, in Scorpio. Then we have a new moon on May 19th in Taurus. The interesting thing about these two moon cycles is the fact that they're both on a Friday. They both fall under the energy of Venus. And the crazy thing about Venus and Scorpio is that Scorpio brings out the worst in Venus signs. If you're a Scorpion listening to this, don't take it personal. It's just your energy. They bring out the worst. Scorpio has the natural God-given ability to draw out parts of you that are hidden, are supposed to stay in your shadow. And they draw it out of your shadow into the light or your sun sign. To rephrase this, Scorpio has the ability to draw out your moon energy, your shadow energy, and bring it into your light, aka your sun sign. So for example, let's say your moon is in Aries and your sun is in any sign, and you're dealing face to face with a sun Scorpio. That sun Scorpio has the ability to draw out the dark side of your moon in Aries. I only know this because I have my moon in Scorpio, and there's a difference between how moon in Scorpio and sun in Scorpio operate. Moon in Scorpio, we have the God-given gifts and ability to have you express what's in your shadow side. All of those moods and emotions and feelings that you keep hidden in your shadow side, the moon and Scorpio people naturally can see those. We can see your hidden intentions. We can see your hidden feelings and emotions. Now, with all that being said, we have a 7 of Wands in reverse in the month of May, while love is trying to create a union between the Scorpion full moon energy and the Taurus new moon energy. Let's dive into the 7 Wands. So the key words for the 7 Wands in reverse is exhaustion and the feeling of giving up. So something that's going on, and in all honesty, this kind of goes into the energy from the April reading with the Temperance in reverse. Temperance in reverse in April was telling us to take care of ourselves. Now, I think this one here deals with those of us who didn't take care of ourselves, or even if we did take care of ourselves, as we were unraveling all of that which was harming or hurting or causing us to feel a certain way, we've hit this plateau of emotions. So I'll read everything I wrote down. You may be feeling external pressures that are weighing you down. You may be feeling self-doubt. You may be feeling a constant opposition. What's being said is don't give up. Don't change just to make others happy. You may feel overwhelmed by your challenges and responsibilities. You may feel competitive or vulnerable. Try to avoid conflict. Realize something is not worth the struggle. I'm going to focus on two things here, and then we're going to go into the full moon. The first one is don't change to make others happy. This is very important. Like, so many of us will work so hard on ourselves in our private space, and I'm one of them. I will work so hard on myself privately, and then when I get into groups of individuals that only know the old me or the past me, I'll find myself, first I'll feel uncomfortable because I'm trying to regress myself to behave and to talk and to act how I used to before I started doing this heavy lifting of hard spiritual work. And then I'll get home and I'll be so upset with myself. I will like literally be like, why didn't you just stand up for yourself and express yourself the way you truly are? This is the 7 of Wands in reverse. It's literally telling you You've been doing all this work and you are possibly about to enter into a social gathering or a social environment that may cause you to feel external pressures. It may cause you to feel a little competitive, which may bring about vulnerability. But don't go into conflict. Don't change yourself to make someone else happy. The room is big enough to encompass all of us. In other words, don't lower your light just to make someone else feel brighter. That person's possibly not as bright as you think they are. You understand? So that's the message for the 7 wand in reverse. You're not doing anything good or bad, positive or negative. You're literally just living this life cycle. You're literally just living this life, taking this journey as it's presenting itself to you. And you're writing your story alongside many other stories. So be patient with yourself. Love yourself. We are about to get into this exciting, energetic moon of May. And I'm only excited because we're talking about both of my signs. My sun is in Taurus and my moon is in Scorpio. So I have a lot of information about those two signs. Let's get into it. So let's talk 2023. Let's talk the real approach to the new year, new me. Let's talk using our energy to create the abundance of our reality. But most importantly, let's talk Scorpio and the moon. So there's two Scorpions in our reality. There's the Sun Scorpion, there's the Moon Scorpion. The Sun Scorpion is known by many. Everyone knows a Scorpion in their existence, but no one knows a Moon Scorpion. And when the moon is full in Scorpio, that does not necessarily regulate you per se, but mostly regulates the actual moon sign of Scorpio. Scorpio, Cancer, Taurus, and Libra are these specific energies that when they're in your moon, they behave completely different than when they're in your sun. I know this for one real reason of the fact that I started studying the zodiac when I was 10 years old. And that's only because I used to notice this frequent change in myself. Like one moment I would be like my normal self, the boring, anal, cold, standoffish bull. And then other times I'd be like this super social, fun, spontaneous, just out of control person. And I used to sit with myself and be like, who is that? Who is this person? I remember one time I even asked myself, do I have a twin? And I was like, I know I don't have a physical twin, but I have a spiritual twin. And that kind of opened me up into studying the twin flame. And I still realized that wasn't a twin situation. You understand? It's the moon in Scorpio. The moon in Scorpio is one of two things. She is she or he, but the energy of Scorpio is female. So she is very contemplating and she is very direct. And with her sun in Taurus, it creates a very powerful being. So now on May 5th, the moon will be in Scorpio and the sun will be leaving the sign of Taurus shortly. So at that moment on May 5th, the sun will be in Taurus and the moon will be in Scorpio in full. So the moon will be ready to give what we've been planting throughout the year. Look at the 7 wands in reverse and you'll see a big picture that's being painted for you. Every year, we all say, new year, new us. New year, new me. This is going to be the year I get the career of my dreams. This is going to be the year I make all the money that I want to make. This is going to be the year I find that partner, I start that family, I start that business, la la la, and it goes on and on and on. And decades go by and it's always this year that we're about to do something. Well, this year is really a special year. This year is a year where it's a year of alignment. I know you guys have been watching a lot and you notice that everyone's saying this is the year of 7. This is the year 7 represents conclusion. 7 is that one number that looks back at the other numbers to make sure everything is okay before we switch over to 8. 7 is the number that everyone identifies with perfection. And so this is our year of alignment. This is our year of perfection. If you actually follow the rules of the sun, the moon, and you follow your own birth chart and your own internal alignment, this will naturally be your new year, new me year. This will be the year that if you create these positive routines, you create these agendas for yourself, this will be the year where you realize all that you've been working for. This could literally be your full moon year or your new moon year. So now let's return to, that was a message. So let's return back to Scorpio. So what are you going to do, the Scorpion energy? So what are you going to do with this full moon in Scorpio? The first thing you're going to do is ground yourself. Because while the moon is in watery, emotional, mysterious Scorpio, the sun is still in Taurus, which is very grounded, which is the foundation, which is the financial secure of your reality. So as you're going through, I'm going to wear all black and feel goth and sexy, you still have to be aware that you are still under the rulership of the sun energy of Taurus. What you're going to do is calm down, sit down, look yourself in the mirror, and acknowledge yourself. By acknowledging yourself, you won't get so excited as that scorpion stinger strikes at midnight, right before or after moonrise, and the full moon goes into Scorpio. Every full moon brings about a new cycle. Every full moon is either chaotic or fully embodied with grounding foundation. You have your sun in foundation and grounding energy, and your moon in Scorpion energy. It's up to you to realize who you are as an individual and to ground yourself and to understand the moon's energy controls emotions. The Scorpion energy controls that which we keep hidden, that which we keep in our shadow. So by focusing on those two things, you can kind of play around with that day and integrate your own personal experience within this bigger picture that you're going to be a part of. The Scorpion energy. At work, if there's conflicts or disagreements, your job is simply to walk away. They're just being stung by the moon of Scorpio stinger, and it's a very powerful stinger. You're driving to or from work and someone cuts you off on the highway. Your job is to just stay calm and keep driving. That ain't the day to start conflict. That day, in all honesty, and if you listen to any of my previous videos, when they come to Scorpio, I get very serious because a lot of us end up getting in a lot of trouble because we don't understand that we're playing around with a poisonous stinger. It's like playing around with a black mamba. No one plays with a black mamba because black mamba is the deadliest snake on the face of this planet. So the energy of Scorpio is similar. It's like you're playing with the deadliest zodiac sign on the face of our reality. You don't want to play lightly with that energy. You want to stay calm. You want to stay cool, and you want to keep your energy connected to the grounded energy of the Taurus, which is ruling over the sun. It's not a day to, and plus, in my intro to 2023, I made a joke about don't get too drunk on that day. Please don't. It's not a day to go around playing around with you. People can die on that day. You're going to feel that energy, I want more. That's the one thing I am for sure that the Scorpion energy does. It makes you want more. And while you're wanting more in your moon sign, your sun sign is going to be feeding off of that negative energy that you're wanting more, and you're going to trigger the Taurus, I have more energy. And next thing you know, you're either sitting in prison because you decided to drink and drive, or you're dead. Because the Scorpion energy with the Taurus energy does not play. It's a very serious pair that you're going to be a part of. So it's one or the other. And then on top of that, at the end of the month, we're going to be in the moon in Taurus, and then we're going to be under the sun sign of Gemini. You want to be very careful with the month of May. I know this got so serious, like possibly my voice sounded like it was going to be so fun. I knew it wasn't going to be fun because we're talking about Scorpio and Taurus energy. It was not good. It's never fun when Scorpio and Taurus are together. That's not a party. It's not party time. It's serious time. So listen to my words and heed them. For the full moon in May, you want to remain calm. The week leading into that full moon, the week ending that full moon, you want to just keep your energy calm. Because one thing I know for sure about the sensitive Scorpion energy, when that mug is hurt, that stinging tail goes swinging everywhere, and those who didn't even do harm get hurt. So be very careful, and I'm speaking from experience. Be very careful during this full moon of Scorpio being ruled by Venus. Like, I'm not gonna drag this, but it's just like most people think of love and they're like, oh my god, Venus. Venus is not get along with Scorpio. So you want to, like, it's a very volatile, energetic day. You want to be very careful when you're dealing in this day. We're going to continue with candle colors and stones. Let's talk love. Let's talk Scorpion love. Full moon in Scorpio. Love in Scorpio does not mesh well. When love meets Scorpio, Scorpio first is afraid, then Scorpio feels comfort and security, then Scorpio becomes possessive. Full moon on a Friday is being ruled by the goddess of love, Venus. There may be a big issue when it comes to expressing love that day. There may be a big issue when it comes to allowing yourself to just feel happy that day. Moon in Scorpio represents your shadow world. Everything that you keep hidden from yourself, as you should. And don't ever think when I say keep hidden from yourself, you should go searching into your shadow world to find out what's going on in there. You're going to get lost. Don't do that. What you need to be aware of is the sun sign is your personality, what you show the world. Your moon sign is your intuitive and your subconscious world, that which you keep hidden from the world and sometimes even yourself. Those who go lurking in their shadow end up finding out things about themselves that they didn't expect. Some of us might be a high profile pastor in our sun sign and be a whole thief in our shadow world. They're two different worlds and they do exist side by side. Your conscious mind is just right in the middle of the two. They do exist. You are two beings within the third realm of reality. So when we're dealing with love in Scorpio, be very careful. Don't get into arguments with people. The colors of green should be used to ground yourself. The color of pink should be used as a reminder that this is a day of love. No matter what type of conflicts come across your world, calm them down using your colors. The color lavender should be used to hush that chaotic energy. Shh. This is not the time for this. This is new year, new us energy. This is 2023 energy. And the color of aqua should be used to blissfully put that Scorpion full moon chaotic energy at peace. And lo and behold, if you're having a wonderful 2023 in a full moon in Scorpio on May 5th, stay home and keep it wonderful. Don't go out into the world on this chaotic full moon night and try to live out your best life. Stay home. Bring that good positive energy home and sleep with that so you can wake up tomorrow and have an even better day. We're going to get into the stones. So when it comes to this full moon, let's use the stone of, I was going to say red aventurine, but that's orange aventurine, to actually calm our energy. Now, trust me, the reading that I had with the tarot and with the Scorpion energy might not pertain to you, but that is the reading that came through when I was preparing, and as I was speaking. I had an entire different lineup for this video, but that is the energy that came through. It's a simple warning. Stay home, meditate, watch a movie, relax, don't do too much communicating with people, because the information that I received is that Scorpio does not get along well with love. And the entire month of May, the cycle of full moon and the cycle of new moon are both ruled by love. And if you don't believe me, reflect on a relationship that you had with a Scorpio and see how it ended, and a year later, 2 years later, and how long it took for you to wash yourself clean of that venomous, toxic Scorpion energy. And if you're a Scorpio and you're listening to this, if you've ever had a relationship that ended venomously or toxically, put down below who was the cause and be very honest. Because most of us are not honest when relationships are over. Put it down below and let me know if you had a toxic relationship, how it ended, and who was to blame. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a blame game. It was never me. It was the bulls, the Pisceans, the Cancers, the Sag. It was everyone in the zodiac household but myself. And if you ask the partners, how did this end? They will always say it was you guys. Scorpio and love does not get along. I tell you guys, my moon is in Scorpio. Scorpio and love does not get along. Remember what I'm saying to you and heed my word. We're going to move into the new moon. For sure. So as we're continuing our route through May 2023, we are in the moon of Taurus. The new moon has fallen in Taurus, and the moon is actually exalted in Taurus. So this should be a good new moon. Hopefully the energy of Scorpio behaved itself. When the moon is in Taurus, she is exalted. She can be new, full, first quarter, last quarter. She could be waning, waxing. She could be doing whatever it is that she is doing. When the moon is in Taurus, she is exalted. No one exalts the moon like Taurus. Now, coming out of Scorpio, I'm not sure how she'll be feeling. So we shall all live to experience. The first half of the video ran a little long, so I'm going to make the second half quick. And there's really nothing to say because this is a pleasant experience. Taurus is ruled by Venus. The new moon falls on a Friday, which is ruled by Venus, and the moon is exalted in Taurus. If you get the picture that I'm painting for you, this is a beautiful experience. There's nothing negative to say about it. The only problem we are having here is the first half of the month, the moon found herself face to face with Scorpio, and like I said before, the moon, Venus do not get along well with Scorpio. So, here's what we're going to do during this new moon. During this new moon, we're going to continue practicing grounding ourselves. Remember the first half of the video I told everyone, if you can, stay home. Get off of work, drive your happy behinds home, take a nice warm salt shower or salt bath, sage your area, do some meditations or some journaling if you don't feel like meditating, and just enjoy your night. Light some candles, Netflix and chill. Do whatever you need to do to ground your energy, because Venus does not get along with Scorpio. Venus rules Taurus and Libra, and the moon gets jittery and chaotic in the energy of Scorpio, but the moon is exalted by Taurus. What you want to do is to prevent your new moon from being intoxicated by the venomous stinger of the Scorpio. When you enter the the bull's new moon, you want to ground yourself during that full moon. You want to practice balance and moderation. And then when you enter this beautiful new moon, you'll be happy that you took that time to rest, because there's nothing like a moon in Taurus, because the moon exalts herself in Taurus. She just lets her hair down and just enjoys her life when she's in Taurus. So I really don't have, like, even my energetic body is like at peace, because it's like, oh, we made it through. We made it through that reading, so now we can relax. So I'm gonna move into the colors and the stones, and then we'll close out the video. So as we had before, we have now. The day of Friday carries with it 4 frequency of colors: pink, green, lavender, and aqua. You can use any of these colors to actually balance out your day, because like I said before, the new moon will be in a very balanced environment. It won't be as chaotic as the full moon. For me personally, because my sun is in Taurus and my moon is in Scorpio, I'm going to be using the color green to ground myself and to balance my energies. The flow of May will be in reverse for me, where I will have to ingest the energy of Scorpio and then enjoy the energy of Taurus. And my best operation for that is just to focus on the color green, not the color pink, because I don't need to project love. I need to project balance and moderation. I need to project grounding. So that's what I'm going to do personally. I'm not going to allow myself to over enjoy the first half of the month and then suffer and not get to enjoy the actual pleasures that come with full moon energy, and especially Venus energy. So if you guys can understand what I'm saying, choose your color, stick to it, and then practice balance and moderation. Let's use the rose quartz. So we're going to use the color green in candle and the rose quartz as our stone for the new moon energy. And the rose quartz will bring about love and balancing to oneself, and also project out love into your environment and the world around us. Let's do that. We're going to do the rose quartz. So let me close out this video because it kind of ran a little long. Alright, so I've put all my cards on the table, okay? So we have, let's refresh ourselves. We have a full moon coming in on the 5th of Cinco de Mayo on Friday in Scorpio. But while we're there, we also drew a card of the 7 Wands reverse. 7 Wands reverse is telling us we may be feeling exhausted, we might want to give up, but don't. It's just external pressures that are weighing us down. They are providing self-doubt, a constant energy of opposition. Still don't give up. Don't change to make others feel happy. You may feel overwhelmed by your challenges or responsibilities. You may even feel competitive and vulnerable. Try your best to avoid conflict and realize that everything is not worth the struggle and everything is not worth a fight. And with that being said, if you want to, you can rewind everything that I said in the first half of this video and see how it all makes sense. There's an energy that's leaving that new moon of Aries and Jupiter that's coming in through the full moon in Scorpio on that Friday in Venus, that is coming to challenge us all. It's an energy that's here to either have us question ourselves, or it's an energy that's here to have us witness something bigger than ourselves. So take that into consideration. Remember, use your stones and your colors. Then as we leave that, I was looking for my words. As we leave that epic energy of the Scorpion in full moon, we slide right into the exaltation of the new moon in Taurus. Now this energy naturally is calming, it's inviting, It's exciting. So you should have a great new moon experience if you balance and practice moderation during that full moon cycle. You want to use your stones and your candles and your colors. You want to take your bath, sage. Honestly, for the full moon, I recommend rosemary smudging. And then for the new moon, you can do a typical sage smudging. And if you are bougie and you have dragon's blood smudging sticks or dragon's blood sage, you can smudge with that as well, because that will help. What you need to do is teach the Scorpion that I'm not your enemy. I am not here to harm you. Your energy is very important, but your energy is also very harmful. And I need the both of us to understand that so I can make it through. That's what you need to teach the Scorpion. Once you do that, you should have a wonderful month of May, and I'll see you guys real soon.